Hello everybody, it's Patty here with Patty Stitches. Today is May the 5th, 2025, and this is episode 305. And on today's show I have whips, I have a finished objects, and haul. So sit back, relax, grab your beverage of choice, water for me, your craft of choice, and let's chat. So, how has everybody been? I've been really good. I have hit the gym again, which is really great. I've had the littles the last 2 Sundays, and we had a great time. We had the first barbecue while they were here. And yesterday we had spaghetti, and we cooked Hubs cooked the meatballs on the grill, so that was fun. What else have we been doing? I've gone to knitting, and that's been a lot of fun. In fact, we celebrated birthdays last week, and I got to wear my finished object, the one of the two that I'd like to show you today. So I will show that later on. So today is Cinco de Mayo. I hope you all are having a great Cinco de Mayo with tacos or any other kind of Mexican meal that you like, and celebrating it in style. I think that's about all for me. So, shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. Okay. Sorry, this seems to be going a little bit faster. The Hubs is here, so I'm trying to squeeze this in before he leaves his office to make noise around the house. So, let's hope he stays in his office for a while. My finished objects happen to be my wipgo call for May. So I finished this before May's wipgo call. There we go. So I finished Halloweenies. Halloweenies was stitched on 36 count light mocha Edinburgh linen by Swigart. And here it is. It's so cute. So I finished this at the end of April. I just decided I wanted to get it done, and it did just take me a day to finish up let's see, I finished this guy, the pumpkins, and this little bit of that pumpkin, or no, this guy over here. Yeah, I'm sorry, it was over here. So, yeah. But anyway, here it is. I think I am going to make a cute little pillow out of it. I just need to sit down at the sewing machine and do that. I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of months. So, yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. Okay, so I didn't do a lot of stitching on different projects, but because there was a couple of days, all I worked on was... in fact, I'll show you, was Steampunk Portal. So this is Steampunk Portal by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is the 2025 cell. And I'm stitching this on 25 count, easy count, which I really like easy count a lot. So here we go. Now here is where I'm at on this project. I am on page page 6. So I need to get 6 and 7 done, and then I will have enough to get the other 11 projects. So that'll be really great to get those and get Jelly World. So here we go. I'm really happy with my progress. And there's a lot of confetti in here, so I think it's turning out fabulous. Fabulous. What's this? Oh, that's on the needle. I don't want to move that. So again, Steampunk Portal. Yay! Okay. And then I worked. So there were some days that were called for different projects, and I just didn't feel like it, so I just worked on Steampunk Portal. Okay, I pulled out Oh Feathers by Rosewood Manor. And this is being stitched on, I believe it's a 32 count. Let me double check that. 32 count white antique linen by Witchelt. And I am using the called for sulky threads. And I worked on quite a bit. So I think I filled in, oh, here we go. That's why it looked weird. Okay, this color is new on this section here. Started working more on the orange, getting the oranges in, working down to, let me see here, let me pull that back out. So, oops. So I am like right in through here. So that's that section. I'm trying to get to here so I can kind of lay out where I'm at. But there's so many color changes, as you can tell. There's just so many color changes that this one does drag for me because I am just changing colors constantly. And yeah, that takes a lot of time. A lot of time. Okay. Oops. And then I worked on another Rosewood Manor. This is Flowers of Quaker. I'm stitching this on a 28 count sand cashel linen by, this is not Pictures Plus. Yeah, it is Pictures Plus. And I am using the called for floss on this one as well. And I worked up in here a little bit and on, let's say, this side. On this side. Putting those flowers in. Just trying to plug along with this one. So, and this one is with the Valdani thread, right? Yes, this is the Valdani thread. So I took the Valdanis out of the ball and just put them on the hanging. So it was easier for me than to have to mess with the Valdani balls. And then I pulled out Red Christmas, which was on the 25th of the month of April, because that is my Christmas stitching day. And this is by Jardin Privé. I am stitching this one on, let's see here. Where is the... This one is on 36 count fabric by XJU Designs, and it's Dirty Clothes. So I just worked down and turned the corner. So I'm going to finish this thread, and then I'm going to go back up and start working on the inside. I was going to do the whole border first, but I'm kind of burnt out on doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and go back up and start working on different motifs in the inside there. So, yay, yay. Okay. And so, May 1st. So that was the 25th. Okay, I worked on that on the 25th. I didn't work on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I didn't even think about it. I just went ahead and worked on Steampunk Portal for a couple of days. So then on the 1st of May, I pulled out Put a Bird on It by Modern Fork Embroidery. I'm sorry, I'm scattered today. I apologize. I am very scattered. But I am working on this. This is on 36 count. I think I lost the tag. So this one is 36 count, and it's kind of like a antique blue kind of color. But so I went ahead and I decided to work to the corner. I'm moving around a lot on this, but I got the bird in, I got the P, the 6, and the 9, and then this one motif. So when I grab this again, the middle of the month, I need to put this motif in, but half of the motif would be May would be done. But as you know, I like to finish the motif out. So I'll finish the motif and then maybe work that for June. Just go down here to June, July, and then this big one is my August. I'm hoping to finish that one in August. That's going to be huge, absolutely huge, but I should be able to do it. But this is where I am at right now. And I am using Silks for You that I just pulled out, and the center motif is going to be this darker purple. So, and if you want to know the PR numbers on any of these, let me know and I will tell you. Some of them were, I was in her Floss of the Month club, so some of those are Floss of the Month, and I'm not really sure. If you're interested, she opened up a Hank club. I had thought about it, but I've got so much floss, I don't need any more. But if you want to try out Silks for You and Hank Club, look her up on Facebook, because she's going to start that. It's pretty exciting, I think. Okay, and then I worked on the Blue Flower Autumn Bee. And I didn't do a lot on Autumn Bee this time, but I did some. So, so I'll show you. Here's Autumn Bee. And I am using the Called For fabric and Called For floss. And the Called For fabric on this one is French Country, 32 count French Country. And the floss is Dinky Dyes. So here's the Dinky Dyes. And I finished the one wing. I filled in the middle of the body of the bee. And then came down here and started working on the flower. So yeah, I didn't do a whole lot on this one, but yeah. So this one, I love stitching with silks. They're so fun. They're so nice to stitch with. But I'll put that one away later. And the last project that I worked on in the last 2 weeks is the fox. So this is A Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden. I'm working on the fox. And I'm stitching this on 36 count Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit. And it might be a little hard to see, but I am stitching with the white. So this is the little house, and this is part of the fox's face. Right here is where I'm at. So I wanted to work a couple more strands of white before I started putting either the trees in or start probably putting trees in and filling in the house, the A-frame there. But that is where I'm at on the fox. So this is the second in the series. Yeah, this is going to take me a while. So that, my friends, is everything that I stitched on in the last 2 weeks. As you can see, there are some days I didn't stitch anything but this one, Steampunk Portal. Because this one is so easy just to pull it onto my lap and just stitch. I don't have to think about it. So sometimes that's all I want to do. And sometimes I didn't even want to do that because I wanted to get my sweater finished. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into knitting before I jump into my purchases and plans. So I went ahead and got my Rocket Tee finished. I don't have any information for you guys. I'm really sorry about that I don't know the designer. I don't know the yarn. I kind of just, when I was finished with it, I threw everything away. the tags and everything to the yarn and the project, but here it is. I did wear it last Friday. I have not washed and blocked it. I just decided that I finished it like Wednesday night and I wanted to wear it to Friday knitting, so I did. I thought it was going to be more see-through than it is, so I wore a white tank top underneath. It was a really thin tank top, so it was fine. And it'll be fine to just wear with the tank top under. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was hoping for a gray one, but since the white one didn't really show through, I'm fine with the white. But this is it. It fits really well. I really like it. I know it's going to grow a little. Hopefully it'll grow down, not wide. Yeah. Would I make it again? Probably. Things I would change. The yarn overs and the raglan increases I would change. I would do knit front and back, I think, for the raglan increases instead of the yarn overs, because I don't like the yarn overs on this at all. In fact, there were supposed to be yarn overs all the way down both sides, and I did not do those. So I just went ahead and knit them around. So I was very happy to get this done, and I started working on another sweater. So yay. Okay. Purchases. I've got some purchases. I did pick up some 8x8 Q-snaps from Q-snap Crime Guard covers from 123 Stitch. And what's really great is, since I love Hawaii so much, it was great to see 2 of the pineapples. So I got 2 pineapples and then 1 peach. So yeah, I'm going to start using more 8x8s. I do like 8x8s a lot more than what I thought I was going to. So I'm going to I had made some 8x11s, so I'm going to reconvert those back to 8x8s and 11x11s. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. I also got a order from, what is this order from? Oh, shoot, I do have what this sweater is. Sorry. Let me backtrack a little bit in case you're curious. This sweater was designed by Tanis Arts. Tanis Fiber Arts. Let me make sure that the name of it's correct. Yep, Rocket Tea by Tanis Lavelle. So that's what the sweater looks like on. Mine is not as loose fitting. Mine is a little bit tighter, but I figure once it relaxes and it'll be a little bit looser fit. I ordered something from, who did I order this from? I can't remember. Shepherd's Needle. Sorry, Shepherd's Needle. I picked up Praiseworthy Stitches Spooky Jack Kit. So you make the needle, or not the needle, the scissor holder, and that little top, and a little, you put the little top on there, and there is the stuff for that. It does have the fabric and floss to make the top. So that's really cute. I may jump in and do that in October, I'm not sure. But I also picked up the Stitcher's Journal by Stacey Nash Designs. It does show, hand right there, it does have this pattern all broken up. And there is pieces of the pattern everywhere in here. I will show you this page. So this is how it shows. So it's a month. You fill in the dates, so you can start it at any time. So I'm going to start this January next year. So I've already got my book for January. There's notes, goals for the month. And so each of them are a little bit different. Okay, I'll just fold it this way. So this month has this part of the pattern. That part of, no, it's a different part of the pattern, but there's a pattern all throughout, and she said that you could stitch it completely at the end. You can make it. There's also a big section for notes at the back of the book. And there's grid paper, so you could grid out your own. So I was really happy with this. I don't remember how much it was at this point. I think it was 20. The Jack thing was 22, and I think this was like 25. I think. I don't quote me on that, but I think it was around. It was around that. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I think it'll be really cute. It'll be fun to stitch out. To do that, I'll also show you. It's got the wish list, and it's got finished projects, so you can put all your finished projects at the end of the book. Sorry, I'm so scattered today. I'll show you again that pattern. Sorry, I'm so scattered today. It's been a day, so I'm a little scattered, and mine's going 50 miles an hour, and my mouth's only going 10. So, sorry about that. wipgo, if you're interested. wipgo calls were 19 and 5. 19 for me was Halloweenies, so I've only have to work on one project this month, and of course I didn't pull it, and that was the Symphony of Friendship. So I'll be doing Symphony of Friendship twice this month. I haven't filled out my book like I have been. I decided I don't like to be told what to stitch except for certain days. So I have picked 2 days for Put a Burn on It, 2 days for Friendship. I have Memorial Days, Let Freedom Ring, and let's see, and then I have Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow on the 13th and the 30th. So hopefully I will actually work on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow this month, since I didn't do it at the end of last month. But yeah, we shall see how that goes. But it's nice to only have to work on one wipgo project this month, so I'm happy about that. Especially since it is that Symphony of Friendship, and that one I really have a hard time with. I want the project, I just am having a hard time stitching it. My motivation for that one is nil at this point. So, looking around, I really don't have anything else to talk to you guys about. I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and happy. I hope you have a great Cinco de Mayo. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I will see you next week. Hopefully. Bye, guys.